Good morning, everyone. Today we have ourselves a lovely house demolition project. It's gonna be a blast. We're gonna tear this house down. It's right around 1,100 square feet. I'm gonna give you the yardage figures and everything like that so it can help you plan for your future projects as well. But there's a basement under this portion, there's no basement under this portion, and we're gonna stuff it all into a dump trailer and maybe 1 or 2 dumpsters. We will see how that turns out, but we will know a yardage count at the end. So stick around for that. As you can see, we just dug to cap the sewer, so that's all done, taken care of, just waiting on an inspector to see that. Let's go inside here real quick and see what we got to work with. The homeowner here did a bunch of work to get everything all ready for this. As you can see, the holes in the wall. He turned the neighbors loose on the copper and aluminum, so they stripped the siding off the outside, as you saw, and they even went to cut open the floor to get some water pipes out. So it's empty, there's nothing in here. I guess there's an old refrigerator, but I think we're gonna separate that out for scrap or something. The basement's a dungeon, we're not gonna go down there. Ah! There's a dog toy I just stepped on. That's fun, startled me. Alrighty, let's get to it. All right, here we go. Looks like somebody used a piece of fence to fix this window. That gives us a nice weak point for entry here. Gives us a spot to start pushing the building in on itself so it don't make a big mess. Insulation. That's a little bit of a bummer. This stuff is just messy. Ripping it off in bite-sized chunks like that, and this house will be down in no time. There's a big section. Thankfully the walls have fiberglass batting insulation in them, so that won't make as big of a mess. Getting the dump trailer backed up in here. got that trailer load tarped up and ready to go. We're gonna send that truck on its way, and then we're gonna get on to the next part of our project here. We actually got quite a big chunk of the house into that trailer. So the next thing we need to do is go ahead and bust open the floor. The reason we need to do that is because I'll be able to scoop against this wall once the debris is down in the basement a little bit more efficiently than just scooping off the top of the pile. And so that'll help me load things up faster and get that trailer turned around and back on the road again as fast as possible. Not very big joist, but it looks like it did the job over the years. It's also important to not get a big pile of stuff built up on the floor, because if you kind of lose track of where things are broke and where they're not, and then you drive up on the pile, you can fall through the floor with the weight of the machine, and that can be very hazardous to the operator, as you might imagine. This right here is a sill plate. It's the I think it's called a sill plate. Maybe somebody can correct me. It's at least the bottom plate of the wall. And so once we get this off, it'll just be block. And we're gonna try and separate the block because it'll go to a different place for recycling. As you can see there, we got the basement opened up. First time that basement floor has seen sunlight like that since the day it was created. This will make things a lot easier because now I can come in, I can scoop and run my teeth along the floor, and that gives me a natural barrier between the debris and the floor, and that way I can get the bucket more full. It's just when you have all these crisscross boards and wood fibers and stuff, it makes it difficult to grab off the top of the pile because those teeth can't cut in a uniform spot into the pile. And so it just is harder to get a more full bucket, but this should go better. We are making pretty good progress. As you can see, I got the whole chimney exposed there. Got the basement full enough almost to drive out onto that a little bit. It does turn out that the section of the house over there is definitely a newer addition, and it's got proper trusses, and it's got plywood sheeting on it. So that'll be a little bit hard to break up, but not the end of the world. The basement's under this portion, and then it goes on around the chimney there in an L shape, and that's about it. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal for us. The biggest challenge right now is my machine keeps getting pretty close to overheating. And if I take just like a 3-minute break and open this back door, it will cool down to normal really fast. And so I'm not sure what's up. I did blow out the radiator a couple times just because, you know, with all the dust and everything, the radiator can get plugged up. And I know that some of you will ask, well, why aren't you wetting it down? And I'm just here hourly, actually. The fellow that's driving the dump trailer and everything, he's the one that's responsible for this job. And so he's choosing to not put water on it for now, and we'll see how that works out. I think it'll be fine. We're in a fairly industrial area. You know, it's not like anybody's gonna have any real strong complaints. It's not like there's dust blowing in their front porch or anything like that. So I think it'll be fine. I'm having an overheating problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take that rear door off and see if that doesn't help. The way this machine is engineered is kind of strange to me. You got the AC condenser and the engine cooling radiator, and then beside that over there, behind the AC condenser, is the oil cooler for the hydraulic system. The engine is over here, and it has a fan on the back side of those radiators, and it draws air through the radiators. When this door is down, all these slots allow that air to get into the radiators, but then when it gets into the engine compartment, the only place for it to escape is out through some vent holes in the bottom. And this engine compartment is just an absolute oven because the exhaust is right over there and it's all in the same compartment here. So I think taking this door off will allow air to flow out through here better and get us through today. The coolant's topped off, everything's good. Been keeping the radiator blown out, so I'm not sure what the ultimate problem is here, but we'll get down to the bottom of it on another day maybe. We just need to get this job done. We're gonna start working our way down this side of the building here. I wanna make sure we make enough material to fill that basement up, just enough so I can drive out on it to reach all of this stuff over here from this side of the house. You don't have to do it that way, but I think that will make the most sense for us in the end, so we can pull that other side of the building in rather than trying to push it in from the outside. Excavators are strongest at pulling, and they can push, and that's how I started this building. It's how you have to start every building, but if you can pull, it's just a little bit better and things go a little bit smoother. We got enough debris built up in the basement here that I can start working my way out. Use the blade to level the machine and then pull some stuff down. Now we do need to be super careful. That chimney is just about free of the surrounding structure, and it's wobbling and showing signs of wanting to fall over. And right now, if it falls over, it'll hit me. Not only would that be kind of hard on the machine, but it would also probably hurt me, which would be kind of bad. Hospital bills are kind of expensive and hurt your bottom line, so we're going to try to avoid that. But we also want to try and keep that brick all separate, so I want to try and get this structure away from the chimney and then tip the chimney over all at once and scoop the brick out and keep it separate so we can take it to recycling facility. Oh boy. One more board out of the way, I think it'll be ready to go. All right, here we go. I think this chimney is ready. Get as high of a purchase as we can. I'm kind of trying to hook a tooth around the back side of it here. Just give it a little nudge. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. There was some weight in that thing. Looks like there was a chimney liner. We'll see if we can separate that real quick. And then we just want to try and keep the masonry separate as an ultimate goal for this entire project. Pull the rest of this house into the hole here. It's kind of a bigger piece than I wanted to pull off, but it all just wants to come in one piece, so here we are. Just got to keep from that back wall pushing out and falling onto the neighbor's property, because that would be bad. Let's see if we can separate out this electrical mast. I'm sure somebody will keep that for some scrap. like it's got some wood stuck on it. We'll set this aside and deal with it later. Let's go ahead and get this all the way down so it's safe. And we'll start breaking it up once we got it over the spot where we want it to be when it's all broken. I think that's pretty well safe now. I just go about breaking this stuff up. We got that broke up, and now we got the dump trailer here again. He's back from his trip to the landfill. So now, because we got this set up this way and everything's broke up so nice, we can load without even using a thumb, which means it's going to fit in a trailer a little bit better, and it's also going to drop less as I swing it over to the trailer. This installation's kind of impossible. It just is what it is. It's going to blow out no matter what, but at least we're not dropping 2x4s and big old pieces of the building out, and it falls into the trailer a little more regular too. Let's just get into the corners, which are always hard to fill. This dump trailer holds 14 yards. It's a typical 14 foot long dump trailer, 7 feet wide on the inside, and then 2 foot sides with 2 foot wooden sides on top of that. According to the landfill, that equals 14 yards. I haven't done the math myself, but they kind of get to be the authority on it, I guess. So we just let them do the math and charge accordingly. Definitely makes a big difference to be able to do demolition with a big bucket. This is the biggest bucket I can get for this machine. It's 36 inches wide and has teeth on it. I have a 48-inch bucket, but it's smooth edge, and the bucket is also shallower, and so it would be no good for demolition. Those teeth make a huge difference. A smooth edge bucket is torture. Well, we've made a good bit of progress, and all we have left is the back wall there and a little bit of this wall over here. This whole structure is super wobbly now because we've taken out all the center supports and everything, and it wants to either kind of twist that way and fall back, or twist this way and fall over this way. Obviously the neighbor has some stuff here and we don't want to hit that, so we're going to go out on this part of the floor, which only has a little bit of void below it. It's actually got dirt just a few inches below the joist. We'll go out and we're gonna try and pull this side in, ideally without that back wall falling back, just because we'd like to keep it within the footprint of the house. We're gonna give that a try. Let's see how it goes. Still moves a little bit. We also don't want to catch this roof right in the cab here. Okay, that was successful. It's the sheeting on the roof that's the most connected part. Whoa. The back wall. That's okay, that's better than losing a side here. definitely better than having an insurance claim or something from hitting neighboring property. Let's go ahead and pull this on over and make sure we're well committed to this direction. This over into our pit so we can break it up over there. See if we can pull as much of this back onto the floor as possible without it breaking up into a million little pieces. Start breaking this stuff up. This is it for us. The fella I'm working for is going to take care of the masonry. The wood structure from this house ended up making 129 yards of waste to haul away.